This week's blog post is the second in my series of posts on a visit to the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. And if you're wondering what happened to the video of part 1, I was moving last week and I could not get it done. I've posted earlier on my 5 favorites from the Gardner Museum, but those were chosen from artworks that I found on the net. In August 2020, I visited the Gardner for the first time in several decades. If you go to the blog post on my website, you'll see a link to the series, and if you click Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in the tag cloud of DianeDurantewriter.com, you will see all of the posts in this series. This is the stairwell in the Gardner from the first floor up to the second. Stairwell really seems like too tame a word for it. It's full of wrought iron, textile samples, and huge tapestries. And yes, that blue is the original color. Bardini blue is named after Stefano Bardini, a dealer of Isabella's time, who favored this color in his Florentine gallery. On the left is a detail of one of the tapestries that hang in the stairwell, and on the right is Giorgio Vasari's fresco of a few musicians, done around 1545. Vasari is much more famous for being the first to write biographies of artists than he is as an artist in his own right. These are in the Dutch room on the second floor. 6 of the works that were stolen from the Gardner in the notorious 1990 heist hung in this room, including 2 Rembrandts in a Vermeer that are now gone, but the empty frames have been left hanging, and one of them is at the far left in this photo. There has never been a trace of the paintings that were taken. On the right, looking fierce, which she was, Mary Tudor, Queen of England, ruled 1553 to 1558. This work was painted in 1554 by Antonis More in his workshop to celebrate Mary's marriage to Philip II, King of Spain. In an unsuccessful attempt to reverse the Reformation, Mary ordered more than 280 English dissenters burned at the stake, hence her nickname, Bloody Mary. On the left is a self-portrait by Rembrandt at age 23, that's 1669. This is one of the prized paintings in Isabella's collection. And on the right is a painting by Zurbarán, 1598 to 1662. Zurbarán is one of my favorite Spanish painters. He has these really crisp, clear details. In this painting, which was done around 1635, the subject is a lawyer, which appeals to me far more than Zurbarán's usual subject of saints. What is Zurbarán, a Spaniard, doing in the Dutch room? Only Isabella knows. She put it there and you don't move it. Next up, by Hans Holbein the Younger, who was an extraordinary portrait painter, Sir William Butts and Lady Margaret Bacon Butts, 1543. I did not make up her name. Holbein also painted the stunning portraits of Sir Thomas More and Thomas Cromwell that are in the Frick collection in New York, which I discussed in detail in How to Analyze and Appreciate Paintings, available on Amazon. The Gardner is one of the few museums I know where it is always worth looking up, looking at the ceiling. This is in the Dutch room on the left, and on the right is a view of the courtyard from the second floor. Again, look at the ceiling on this one. It is an original from probably Italy. Isabella used to use this huge space as a concert hall. In the short gallery, on the left is a portrait of Isabella by Anders Zorn, 1894. It's one of my favorite paintings at the Gardner because of the energy level. She really looks like she's bursting into the room. And on the right, from the little salon, is the Chariot of Venus by François Boucher. Very 18th century, very rococo, very charming. And I've given you a link to the image on the Gardner site, which is a much better reproduction in terms of color. And finally, a group of 3 fine bindings from Isabella's collection of books and autographs. I don't know the dates on these, but the one on the right is definitely the oldest. It's probably made for use in a church. And the one on the left would be the next, and the one in the center would be the latest. But by latest, it's probably not after the 18th century. Used to be a bookseller's assistant, so I know these things. DianeDurantewriter.com has hundreds of posts on sculpture, painting, Central Park, and my other obsessions. To join the free Sunday Recommendations email list, visit the URL that's on your screen or email me. And you can say, "Well done, Diane," or support my work and receive rewards by means of the tip jar on DianeDuranteWriter.com. Thanks for listening.